It took me 7 days to hit a wall and 5 hours to break through it. I spent an entire week building a voice agent for my agency, Simply Voice AI. The mission sounded simple: build something that qualifies leads, holds a conversation, schedules appointments, and then adds it to Google Sheets. But the week wasn't simple. It was full of frustration. Every day brought a new bug, and every fix created a new issue. The hardest part wasn't the conversational flow, it was actually the calendar integration. Whether it was broken booking logic or time zone mismatches, an issue never failed to arise. I believed that pushing through it was the right move. If I quit, I was a failure, and if I switched platforms, it was me giving up. My mother didn't raise any quitter. But that mindset quickly turned into a trap. A few weeks ago, someone in the community recommended me to try Retell. I thought that if I abandoned Vapi, that I would be giving up. And then it hit me. Me and Vapi weren't married. So after a few dozen failed tool calls and another dead end, I decided to give Retell a shot. And in 5 hours, I rebuilt everything cleanly, quickly, and with clarity. To say the least, I was shocked with how simple Retell's interface was. Dynamic variables were even simpler to understand on this platform. It quite literally tells you when you hover over the prompt section to use a double curly brackets to set a dynamic variable. This video is in no way, shape, or form aimed to downplay Vapi, but when it comes to user interface and user friendliness, Retell takes the cake. At this point, I think it's a good time to showcase how the agent works. Here we have everything open in Retell. This is my prompt. I just put in a dummy line here so that for time's sake, it doesn't take forever to go through the whole qualification step. Over here, we have our make backend, which I'll be running and showing you guys how it takes information from our Retell tool, which we have over here in the function section, which is our lead capture tool. We have it here to send over certain different types of variables that we've set that it needs to be captured. It sends that over to make, and then it adds it to our Google Sheet that we have here. Everything is mapped to over here. These are just some test runs that I had earlier. In here, this is our calendar that we have, and I put in this block from 9 to 10:15 just to show that it does actually check the availability. Another thing I forgot to mention is just our check calendar availability tool, which is connected directly to cal.com. I'll make another video on how to actually get this all set up. I just want to show you guys how it's done. But you connect your event ID type from your calendar and then your API key from cal.com. And then you have your time zone. So we have that here, and then it's the same type of thing for the book appointment. It's quite literally the exact same. And then for the end call function, which also another thing, this works a lot better than the one in Vapi. For me, for some reason, the end call function was very hit or miss when it came to using Vapi. Another key thing to note when using cal.com is that in order to you to book, you need to have an email listed. So if you know voice AI agents aren't the best when it comes to taking down emails. So the fix that me and my brother figured out was to prompt it right here that use this as a default email so that it just fills that field. And then the next steps that I have for this is to build it out so that an SMS gets sent out through make.com and cal.com to the user or whoever booked the appointment. And then they'll provide their email through there so that they can get the calendar link and then they can join the Google meeting. I'm just going to give the demo a try to show you guys that the whole backend works.
Hi, this is Laura with Simply Voice AI. Are you here to try out the demo?
Hi, Laura. My name is James. You guys gave me a call earlier and told me to come check out the website and give the demo a try, and here I am.
Hi, James. Thanks for checking us out. Can I grab the name of your business real quick so I can note who I'm chatting with?
Yep, the name of my business is Bunny Builders.
Got it, Bunny Builders. And what's the best number to reach you at, including the area code, in case we get disconnected?
The best number is +1 289 237 0598.
Thanks for that. And where are you based out of? That helps us
out of Toronto.
Perfect. Toronto, great city. What kind of business are you in?
I'm in the HVAC business.
Got it. HVAC, important work. Do you currently run any paid advertising like Google or Facebook ads?
Yep, we run Google and Facebook ad campaigns.
That's great to hear. And what's the main service you offer? Installations, repairs, maintenance, or something else?
Yep, we do everything HVAC related. We make about $2.3 million a year in annual revenue.
Thanks for sharing that, James. It sounds like Bunny Builders is doing really well. With the volume you're handling and the ads driving traffic, this could be a great fit to help you stay on top of leads. Would you like to schedule a consultation call with our team to explore how this could work for you?
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Perfect. Let me check for tomorrow. Okay, we've got a couple of slots available. How does 10 a.m. or 2 p.m. Eastern time sound?
10 is a little early and 2 is a bit late. Can I get something at about 11:30?
Let me check. Yes, we can do 11:30 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Does that work for you?
Yep, that works perfect.
You're all set, James. I booked your consultation for 11:30 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow. You'll get a quick text from us with the details. Just reply to that with your best email so we can send the invite.
Perfect. Have a good one, Laura.
Thanks, James. You too. Looking forward to your consultation tomorrow. Take care.
Okay, as we can see here, We have it booked in right here for 11:30 to 12:15. And then in our CRM, we have it over here as well for the date. This is the date that it was added, so it's not the appointment date. It's just the day that the call took place. The name of the person that we have, the name of the company or the business, the phone number that we have, the location, this email place will get filled in later. And then we have a revenue threshold, and then whether they run paid ads, and then the type of service that they run. I'm just going to go over some of the key features that stood out to me when using Retell over Vapi. One of the biggest things to me was the call log function in Retell just being a lot better than Vapi. If you've ever been through Vapi, if you wanted to see if your tool was being called or a webhook was being made properly, you had to go through the logs section. And if you've ever been through the logs, it is very extensive because it just goes through every little model output and model input. So a 1 minute conversation could be a bunch of scrolling just to find the tool call. But when you're using a 5-6 minute conversation, you can imagine how long that could be. On the other hand, Retell, there is a call log function, which there is also just a transcript function for Vapi. But with this, everything you need is within just the call log. So the transcript is written out for you, but there's also under the transcript exactly when the tool call was made. So that just made the process a lot simpler for me knowing when a tool went wrong, where it was used, and exactly why it was used at that time. Because usually that's just based off of how it's prompted. After I finished the Retell build, just comparing where I got in about 5 hours compared to where I'd gone with, no exaggeration, 40 hours of work with Vapi, it was genuinely night and day. Even my finished product on Vapi was still not as good as the rough draft of the copy that I have on Retell. Honestly speaking, I don't regret the struggle at all though. I'm a strong believer of failure being instrumental to growth. This was more of a testament of mindset than it was to software capability. Perseverance isn't about never switching direction. It's knowing when to stop forcing something when it's broken. Sometimes progress feels like force, but more often it should feel like flow. So pause, zoom out, and know this. All of it counts. Every hour of struggle, every failed build, and every bug. It's not wasted. It's making you better. Keep going and don't give up.